Good afternoon, ladies and gents. How are you all? I thought there's half a chance I might get prepared here. I'm semi-prepared, but there we go. How are you all? Hope you're having a good day. I've officially finished on Heel Sorry Photography. I've got the last ones to get edited, ready for them going live tomorrow night. Tonight, sorry, they're going live tonight. Selection events on Thursday. And we will finally conclude part one of that Dainichi Toyota event, which will also make part of the conversation today as well. So if you are new to this show, did a few, and then everything got in the way. But I've been ticking away, thinking I need something to sort of fill a bit of something in there, the midweek. So here we are, and let's see how we get on. But the general purpose of this is to run you through some bits we've got going on. What I'm going to do as well is just look at a bit of, do a little topic on these Dainichi Toyota Heel Stories, a bit of appraisal to help you guys out with the selection who's coming for those of you that are in the event, which I think is going to be very, very important as well, because they're a little bit different. They are Hyutsuri, but they're coming from a slightly different place to that of Shinoda. They're not a pure blood Hyutsuri, if you like. Don't want to confuse people with that statement, but we will get into that a little bit more. And then it's just a case of using this time to catch up on some other stuff we've got going on, got planned. I've got Dan sat backstage, and he's going to have a look, or actually demo, the new event system. So those of you who haven't been part of the Dainichi Toyota phase one, it just, as things do here with the people we have as well, especially now Dan's here, shit grows arms and legs, and it's pretty cool, it's exciting. So we after the Miss Toyota event, I don't want to confuse all that, the physical one, Dan come over and really helped out with the admin process during the selection. And originally we just planned to have Dan again just do something, keep it a bit cleaner and easier for the online ones that we do, because they're quite bulky. We do as good as we can, but it's not easy. So a typical online selection event can take about 2 hours. Unfortunately, it's a while because of the back end process and all the rest of it. So Dan being Dan, doing Dan things, went off looking for some spreadsheets, and that we could use anything available online already. There was nothing there. He got pissed off with it and decided to start building out the frame of a system that we can use with the platform that he's currently building for us. And then that grew arms and legs. And before we know it, we've got what is pretty much the very foundation of the new system. It's got a front end for you guys, got a whole selection panel. So it's completely transformed the whole event style and how it's going to work moving forwards. But I realize just a small number of you have actually seen it. So we're going to give you a live demo of that. It's probably where we're going to start. And then say I'll run you through some of the other stuff. And I'm just going to put a little reminder in there as well once you've seen this, because what you're going to get to see is the Kohaku that are still left for the second release of the Toyotas that I did. Now, we did a second release on the website. I took them off. There's still a limited number of the Dainichi Toyota Nanako Kohaku, Pandora Showas and Pandora Hyutsuris. The second release, the quality's all still there. Remembering I selected the best from the batch. They just don't have the growing because I'm already at capacity in that pond, but I am overwintering until the end of March. We reduced the price cost of that, and these things are like 25 to 30 centimeters now. 225 quid or 2 for 400 on what's there. They are now on back online on the Koi Online website. Today is going to be your last chance, because I'm going to be doing the actual selection event for the part twos of the Kohaku and the Showa on Thursday when I do the Hyutsuri one. Dave, any reason for the small screen? Yeah, I don't know why it's chosen to come up stream the vertical. I have no idea. It's something in a setting somewhere, unfortunately. But you will, on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to get the one and actually watch back, and I'll check that for after. So they're there, and honestly, when you see the quality in the demo, all of these Kohaku you're going to see are in the second phase, the second release event, and they're still banging. For that kind of money, I will absolutely promise you, it's a Dainiti Toyota Tosai. There is not better out there to be had, and you don't want to miss this chance on these because they're fucking superb. Some of the shower left from the thing absolutely blew my mind. I actually contemplated just saying fuck it on the second event. I'll just grow them, but hey, got to share the love, haven't we? Got to share the love. Right, so if you are struggling on that small screen, I have no idea what that's doing, and that is annoying as hell. I don't think I can fix that while we're on, ladies and gents, but there will be one to watch after on the channel. I think it puts 2 versions on. Like I said, I don't know why it's doing it, but anyway, let's get Dan on. It's actually annoying me because this Lee, yes, the shower on the second batch. They're on the website now. I can tell you officially, there's 9 shower places, 10 Kohaku places, and 8 Hiyosori places. That's it, and that still gives the same allocation in the event that there's 2 fish available to every 1 sold. So there we go, happy days. And it's really irritating me that you've got that small screen. Anyway, you can hear me ramble. You'll be able to watch the thing after if you want to see me in full big screen glory like you always do. So happy days. Rick has currently 3 streams of this on YouTube. Yeah, there you go. Can't deal with it now. There's a second link on YouTube. There you go. In fact, I might even be able to grab that. Give me a second and I can reshare it in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, why the frick is that happening? Or maybe someone can help me out. If you can grab the second link, maybe post it, get it out there somewhere. Happy days, because I'm on the verge of distracting me, here. Right, Dan, how you doing? It's all going to shit, mate. Let's sort it out.
Doing good, doing good. Nice to see everyone again. Hello.
Yes, right. So Dan's been busy. Very busy.
Always
You guys
busy.
don't underestimate. I don't know if you was expecting quite to get hit as hard as you have been, Dan, when you started down this path, but you're being tested, mate, are you?
There's a lot to be done, but it's exciting stuff. I wish we could show people what we've been working on because it's bananas.
Yeah, the real big bit behind the scenes is I had a little insight the other day when we was working a problem, and it's just become a behemoth. We sort of said we started out like let's keep it small, didn't we? And it's not ended up there. And the shit bit is, and Dan, this is funny because Dan kind of let this out the day. He went, look, it looks really simple. But there's and I get the complexity behind it. But I think when eventually you guys see like this system and all the rest of it, the work goes into trying to make it as simple as possible. But a lot of the real heavy lifting in this is how much easier it makes our life in the back end as well, So yeah. Anyway, we will get to that very, very soon. But for now, let's. I'm probably going to need to change the view out of Dan. Let's get your screen share on.
Awesome.
And hide me and you a bit. There we go. That's a bit better. And so what we have here, in fact, let me just take that banner off the top as well because that's really annoying. There we go. What we have is this is the front end of the new event system. So from now on, and this is version 1 as well, these things are going to change throughout time. I've got a list of things Dan doesn't even know is coming yet. I'm just keeping it
idea
from him a minute. So this is phase 1. And when you join the event, what happens is you'll eventually buy your ticket. When it comes to the week before selection, when we're actually running a bit slicker again, you will get a link that invites you to the event, and this will actually be your very own for each person, your very own selection screen. Tells you how many entries you've purchased. Look, got your name, and what's here then, if you can have a flick through, is all the fish that are in the event. So these are all the ones in the second Kohaku release right now. Look at them. For you to browse through, you can expand the image. If we can get that bit down. Fantastic. You can play. I mean, look at that. Can you believe that's still available? The video. Play the video. Have a good watch of that as well. And then as you're browsing through there, if you like the look of it, you add it to your list. There we go. And you build up a few choices. Now, what we've been advising that people do is say that there are 30 tickets sold. As you make a list of 30, then you know you're going to get something you've picked rather than us picking one by default. You had a couple more in there, Dan. So there you go. You like the look of them ones. You add them in, and then your choices on our system are decided by how you prioritize that list from top to bottom. And as you can see, look, you can just drag them there, reorder them, quickly watch your the video or the thing, expand the picture again. How cool is that? So you get to sit, you get to study them. And there we go. It's Koi Bliss. It's almost like an interactive, fun game. In this instance, it was from 60 Fish, for example. So you get to make your list of 30. You've got that torture of watching it, going back on it, and while it happens. It's just fantastic. I think it's an absolute dream. Credit to Dan for what he's thrown together here. And you see what an amazing base for it moving forwards. Then by the deadline that's set above, this locks itself in. So that's it. You're completely locked on your choices at that point on the deadline. And then we move to the next phase, which will be whenever it's scheduled for, is the actual physical live selection event, which used to be a very, very clunky one, I must say, although we did our absolute best. But you can show us that bit, Dan. This is the very page that gets set up for it. And it's our own spin the wheel, no hacking into anything else now. But what this is actually going to do when the wheel spins is whoever it lands on, it automatically pulls up the first available choice from your list. We'll show you a picture. So spin it away, Dan. Let's have a look.
Hopefully it doesn't land on you because I've not set a list for you yet. But if it's me, it will give one. Oh, it's going to be you, isn't it?
Right. Well, that's if you don't do any selections, that's what happens, and it's left in our hands to pick it. And I think at some point we'll probably choose that, so it automatically just picks you a fish. I feel like that's not going to take you very long, Dan, is it?
No, that'll be easy enough to do on our side. Let's see if we can get it so it lands on me, shall we?
This could be quite embarrassing. Yeah, Dan.
Testing that. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Boom. And that's exactly how it works. Look, so it will instantly choose the first available one in order of priority from your list, and that's how it goes about. And typically on that live event, what I've been doing is just giving a bit of an appraisal of each fish as it's been chosen, to share my thoughts on it, and then we go off to the next one. So it's took what's roughly been around 2 hours and dropped it down to around half an hour at most, which is quite phenomenal. And as the basis of the system moving forwards, what a dream. And then Dan built this really cool little bit that we've been sharing after. You see that view stats button right there? Fire that one up, Dan. Okay. That's obviously, this is not accurate data, but it gives you an idea. This actually just allows us to look based on a weighted average of which were the most popular fish in order of priority in the event. So not necessarily that it was top of everybody's list, as Dan keeps explaining to me, but where it was in the priority, how far up it was in how many lists, and that's how it creates its weighted average. So yeah, just a really cool insight after. If Dan has a slow scroll down there, it'll also just show you a bit more of the fish still in the second scoop look.
Let's see if we can get this a little bit bigger, shall we? There we go.
Look at them. Great,
still
big marathon.
Absolutely lovely.
Killer. 10, another marathon. Look at the head on 13. Absolute beast. There were so many that surprised me that they were still in. Absolute class. 17 there, look. 18. Wow. So like I say, I'll say it again. They're going to be on the website until, Thursday's going to be the draw for the second part of Kohaku and Showa. So we'll probably lock that in on Wednesday. I'll give you another reminder on question time. But look at the quality of what's there. Look, wild stuff. Wild. So there you have it, ladies and gents. That's what, obviously, we threw this in. Dan's been busy away making our bigger system, but this was well worth the diversion. This will now get integrated into that bigger system, which is what we're working on at the moment. And you will get to see very soon, fingers crossed, certainly this month for sure. And it will be, someone asking, this will be the system for all the events moving forward. Yes. It's there, it's dreamy, and like I say, I think once we've got this initial release of our main system away, what we'll come back and do is some tweaks to this to further improve that process. So, good work again, Dan. You've blown me away with this, mate. It's class.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so that's that one, ladies and gents. Let's take that off. I believe your keyboard's calling you, Dan. I can hear it, mate.
Definitely.
They're agitated. They need farting around. Way.
Back to work.
I'll let you get off, pal, and I'll carry on with this. But thanks for taking time just to show us through that.
All good. Cheers, everyone.
So there you go, ladies and gents. How cool is that? What a guy to have in the team as well. Like I say, if that got thrown together in a week, how savage is that? And exciting for me, very exciting, because it's so, when I created this Koi Online concept, it wasn't just about having a website. It was around the broader experience of buying Koi online, and it was going to hinge on this. It was just obviously not easy stuff to get done, but we're getting there, and it's getting very, very exciting. And the speed, hopefully, by the time we do the sort of first drops of stuff, the speed at which we'll be able to keep rolling out updates and improvements and tweaks and new stuff, having Dan there in the background is going to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, last one on me for that for now. The Dainichi Toyota second release. Don't miss it, guys. Honestly, the fish are so good. You've seen the Kohaku there. I promise you the Showa is good. And the Hyotsuris are just right up there. Showa and Hyotsuris from that Pandora line. So they are on the Koi Online website. I've seen, I think one's gone already too, but I don't know. We was at 9 Showa, 10 Kohaku and 8 Hyotsuris left. 225 or 2 for 400 if you really want to treat yourself. Happy days. I will remind you again at the end, but like I say, Dainichi Pandora is, he's right there with that right now. The cool bit, this is actually the first year that all bloodlines of Showa at Toyota have Pandora crossing with them now. Fantastic. And the crazy thing about it is, don't get me wrong, he's got plenty of fish in the system now, but the crazy thing about it all is he's been using one male. That's it. Bonkers, and he managed to populate that one male across all them different fish this year. That's absolutely savage. So, like I say, while I'll do one last quick reminder on that at the end. So the other bit I'm going to do, I've not actually chose any pictures here yet, but while we're on the Hyotsuris, we have the Hyotsuris part 1 with the growing. That event is the selection stuff's all going out this evening. So I just want to take a bit of time. I'm going to share a few of the pictures to actually demonstrate or fill you in on a bit of background to help you guys with your selection, because they are very much Hyotsuris, but there's a difference in that it's not a specific Hyotsuris bloodline like Shinoda. Shinoda's is one of the few Marasei that's actually built and is a refined Hyotsuris line. It doesn't make them any less Hyotsuris. Like I say, I don't want to confuse that. Right, just bear with me because I'm delving into the folder I need to get to here. There we go. Right, I'm just going to pick a couple of examples that I need. and you watching the file. There won't be one specifically I'm after. Yeah, there's not. It's one of the ones I've been photographing this morning. Anyway, I will find something. Here we go. Right, let me flip that up. So. I mean, look at that. Superb. So these all those Pandora Heotsaurus originate from the Pandora Showa bloodline. Now, what actually happens with a lot of Showa breeders is they will not keep many Heotsauri. It's a weird Japanese mentality, and they often just get discarded very early in the process. So what you have here. And it's just, they're quite hard to select as well, because when they're that small, obviously I was doing it this summer, you want to obviously make sure there's no Shiroji showing through, otherwise it's not it's more he Showa than Heotsauri. So that's how you whittle through them. But when they get to this stage, the difference actually becomes apparent. It's not so much in this one, there's just a bit of this I can share with you. So the dustiness is one that people speak about with Heotsauri on the Beni. Now, it's not the case with all of them. With Marase and Shinoda, what are pure Heotsauri bloodlines, what you actually tend to get is there's very little Sumi movement. I spoke about this in one of my Shinoda Grow Out series videos. Very little Sumi movement. So what that means is generally the pattern you see early on is exactly what you're going to get. Now, there are similarities, and some of these will cross over with that in this process, but what will differ is where you see, especially around the edges of this, look, that dustiness, think a little bit more like Showa Sumi development. You can actually get change in the pattern of Heotsauris from this particular instance, because you've got more Showa genetics sat in there coming through. So they inherit a little bit of that Dainichi Sumi style, albeit not all of it. And I'm expecting you to see a lot of that in these, because some of the dustiness also showing here is actually linked around that kind of baby Sumi concept with Showa, and you just got to give them time. The best advice I'm going to give you is to kind of ignore it a little bit, because there's going to be a lot more change in these moving forwards than there would be typical Heotsauri, but not massive amounts. I hope that's making sense and following along. I wish there was another picture in that file I could use, but I don't believe there is. Let's try that one actually a minute. Yeah, a little bit again. Look, so what you can actually see with this one, where it would differ, you've got the pattern there. Now, I don't expect this Sumi pattern to actually change any, but if you actually look, as we're looking at it on the right hand side, as we look at it, just a little bit further back there, you can see there's a patch which is Sumi that's going to progress and develop through on there. Big difference, and you wouldn't typically get that with a Shinoda or a Marase Heotsauri. So there's some of the differences you might want to be aware of. Even right across the shoulder there's a couple of patches of what I think will become Sumi on this, and not speckling that it would be in the case of Shinodas. Now, the other massive bit to these is, you've seen how red I've got Shinoda Heotsauris. The shade of red these things go over time. I mean, anything I put through to Nisai on these, honestly, some of them, it almost looks like the red bordering, got a hue of purple running through them. Absolutely insane. It's a little bit like, if you imagine the Benigois that you see, that I've had from like Sakai or Dainichis, them big Kohaku bloodlines, for example, these inherit that similar sort of approach to the Beni. They are wild. And then in amongst it all, you've got them Pandora genetics. So from a selection part, for those who are in it, size-wise, there's a differential here. They're roughly around 22 up to 30. Some have gone over 30, a couple below the 22, but I'm happy with the size differential, so don't get dragged too much into that. The whole pond is going to be competitive, don't get me wrong, but these are just, they've shared their life together in the same pond. Typically there would have probably been some separation there. I like about 5 cm top to bottom, There's a little bit more, but trust me, none of these things are going to hold back when they get motoring. So focus on those quality elements. Structurally, most of them are very, very impressive. And then I think it's a case of more looking into pattern preferences on what you like. But remember, it's not going to be massive change, but with these, there might be more Sumi development than we would expect to see in a typical Hiyosori. So that's my bit on them for you guys in the event to bear in mind. So I hope you find that one useful. And then last couple of bits, I'm about to set up. I didn't get it done this morning. I need to send a couple of pictures here. Our latest prize draw competition, and it's an absolute banger. So the group last night came up with a great idea, because I did a poll of which one would you like out of two absolute worldies, and it got decided that we should have a choice, which I completely agree with. Great idea, and it might be the general concept of this one moving forward. Let me get these up. So we're going to have, I've got an absolutely stunning Dainichi yellow monkey. Both of these fish I've listed for sale recently at a fiver short of £2 a piece. Serious stuff. And it's what you're going to get the choice of for the small sum of £10 an entry. There we go. That'll be over in a minute. So yes, what I'm going to be doing with those, let's have a look. These are insane. I can get that one on screen now. No, wrong one. Boom. Oh, look at that. Absolutely savage NND shower. That is absolutely wild. So all fish I've been raising through from Tosai, all still in my prime Nisai growing pond at the minute, and will be till end of March. There's going to be a hell of a lot of progress. Them fish are flying in there as it stands. But yeah, NND shower there, 20 months old, female. I mean, wow, just look at it. It is phenomenal. And then the yellow monkey. And this one, when you see the video, which I'll share it, they'll be in the WhatsApp group. My goodness, it is just prime. Size-wise, it's been in a different pond for a while. It's just been moved into the 3.5K, but trust me, it's going to go on an absolute rampage. Is that one. So yes, exciting one that. So I'll get that set up some point today. That will go live, and at Tom's request, we'll put a little multi-buy deal on them if you want to get yourself a little clump of tickets and increase your chances. But at the very least, well worth a stab at that for a tenner to get the choice of either of those two fish there. Happy days. Right, last one. What have I got on my list here? Oh, that's it. Did I mention there's a few more Toyota fish available? No, I'm sure I did on the website. Last one. So it's been a while since because I've been working through. Obviously, we've had the Miss Toyota event, and now this Dainichi Toyota one. Honestly, I'm sick of the sight of that camera. I'm not gonna lie, and editing pictures. But I'm clearly a sucker for punishment, because we're gonna go again this weekend, and I have a little reminder here for you of a certain batch of fish. There's the video on the channel which I'll be sharing in the group in a little while. But let's just have a quick refresher on these ones. By the way, this is one of the clips I use for my journal videos. I'd have no idea what audio or waffle I'll be on with here, so we could be in for a laugh. Wow, these are looking good. Great size.
This is the way I would like to do it.
Yes. These have also had colour food. It's made a big difference. Wow.
おお、いいね。わお。わお。
Yes, wow. So you've definitely seen them if you follow me. That's that amazing batch of NND Sankey that I pilfered off them way back in the summer when it was second round selection. I was there doing it. I had in my own wood pond there for a good while. We're going to get the everything left that's still got. We've sold very few of them since they've come back. Obviously, a few went initially. Now we're going to have the batch of those on the Koi Online website this Sunday. Details will be in the WhatsApp group for it. You won't miss it this Sunday. And price range is going to be $295 to $495 on those, and that will include additional growing through to the end of March, which is when they've got the pond allocated for. So you'll be getting yourself a proper jumbo tosai in that, plus minus around 8 cm. I expect to stick on them for that point. Probably run over a little bit more than likely as well. So yes, that is very, very great chance, because those, as a batch of fish I've had, as a batch of NND Sankey, I've never had better. I've had some good ones probably in the past 4 years. I think I had another batch previously, but these take the biscuit. So many fish in there that would have been NND taxi guys swimming around in them ponds right now, because I did it at that right time. So Sav, one more look, a reminder, this is that clip from the video the day I harvested them for the last time.
Oh, wow, these are looking good. Great size. This is the way I would like to do it. Yes. These have also had colour food. It's made a big difference. Wow. Oh, いいね。Wow. Wow.
Yes. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, happy day. Just when you hear that, you hear Fujo there getting all excited. This is the way he's on about his concept of the level that was an early spawning, really hard disciplined selection on that, to being able to get the size and the conditioning and everything on them. It's the methodology behind it he was talking about that we've been having a good chat about. Dave, are these the one? Yes, we had a batch of them at the Miss Toyota event. So a few went on the day, but there's still plenty to go at. So yeah, going to be Sankey this year. Very, very tough. I've been trying to mix it up a bit, and there's just such limited options out there. So make the most of them ones, because you really can't beat a good Sankey, especially an NND one. And that, ladies and gents, brings us to the end of this episode of Koi Focus. So I'm going to get back. I've got to go and get editing and everything set for tonight. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in, and don't forget, it's your last chance to grab yourself a not Miss Toyota. Oh my God, I'm confusing myself now. How bad's that? A Dainichi Toyota Offspring, if you haven't got one of them already. The overwintering pond these are going into will obviously still be fed well. It's just not an intense growing pond, but there's nothing overwintering thing. I want them fish coming out to you prime. So obviously always do my best. You know, they'll likely put a bit on in the time, but just not the same as the others. But obviously they come at a much lower price. So there we have it. Hope you enjoyed the demo of the system there, and the first of many of the great things to come, which is going to be this month, which is cool. And then yeah, so I'm gonna get back to it. So enjoy the rest of your day. Those in the Healed Story bit, look forward to yeah, receiving your pictures later on. It's likely going to be around 8 o'clock, I think, when we got the last lot out. So happy days, and then you can join me tomorrow for Question Time Live. Get yourself armed up. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. I'll catch you again soon.